Well, we want to welcome everyone in our Real Producers community, and you all do 85% of the business, and our valued partners that are only referred by you guys. So without them, like everything wouldn't be free too. So like the being featured, the events, like everything, the publication itself.
Yeah. So for us in our home, we are setting up a space for everyone, no matter what, like even if you share an office area, make a space for everybody so they can go to work, right? So the kids have their structure. When we first started, it was like, it's not about the structure. Let's deal with everything. Let's let everybody have their free time. But when they're ready to go, they have an area to go to work. And so my husband has his office. I've created like my own little office up in one of the bedrooms, and then the kids are working one in the kitchen, one in the dining room. But everybody has their space. So now that when we are ready to go, we go there. I think that's one of the big things. And then also knowing that we're on these types of calls. So we've talked as a family. We had a family meeting and saying, when we're on the call, we're going to go notify the rest of the family, or we'll do a family group text and say, hey, we're getting on a call like right now. So I said, don't come into the room when I'm in here, so everybody knows. That's one of the big things that we're doing. The other thing is that making sure that everybody has some type of a routine, so that now that we're in this about a month, right? So now we're going on to a routine, and that way I think that puts some normalcy for the kids. And someone had mentioned on the group chat earlier, the family meals, dinners, we have lunch together now, which is, we weren't able to do that before, but we have scheduled lunchtime for everybody. So those are really nice things that we're doing that provide some structure.
Actually, I'll tell you, so what we've been really trying to do is I think it's more about mindset, mind share more than market share. Probably the biggest thing that we've really brought to the team, and something I've been focusing in on is really all about mind share, not about market share right now. And so I'm used to making 75 to 100 contacts a week. Now I'm doing about 225 to 250 contacts. And really the scripts are pretty simple. They really are. It really comes down to serve, connect, and literally stay present. And so the way we're doing that is it's a 2-line sentence. Hey, hope you're staying safe and healthy. I'm here if you need anything. And then it kind of triggers this whole conversation. The tools that we're using and some of the technology is obviously Zoom. But the biggest one that we've seen more than anything is BombBomb. BombBomb has been, so at Remax Gateway, we have a corporate account. I've done almost 100 videos this week alone. Like, it is freaking awesome. Like, you can show your energy. You can show you are engaged in that person, and it's freaking quick, you guys. You can do like 15, 20, 30-second videos, send an email, do a text. You can do it based on their birthdays from Facebook and social media. You can get so many cool things. I think the other thing that we're trying to do, especially just to stay connected, is I'm really heavy on business to business. So 96% of our business comes from referrals. Over 71% of our business comes from business to business. It's really helped the team really differentiate ourselves in the marketplace.
The first one I would say is that I needed to adjust everybody's mindset, right? Everybody was in the beginning very fearful, rightfully so. And so I just needed to understand, like, fear exists, and yet we need to press forward. There is no option. Like, you don't stay still. You've got to just continuously move forward. So just getting everybody's energy together collectively to move forward. So that was the first thing that I know I needed to do. The second thing I did was I had to go in and make some tough choices on lots of decisions, like a lot of the spending that we were doing. Like, do we keep this or do we not keep it? And it was based on what our leading indicators look. I did ours based on lead indicator accounts. So how many listings, right? How many buyer agreements? Depending on those numbers we were going to adjust our expenses. So we just got really, really ruthless on expenses, right? And both personally and within the business. And then the next thing that we adjusted was activity. We needed to make sure that whatever your activity was before, we're gonna have to raise it. Like, if you're used to making 10 contacts before, you're gonna have to double that. And by the way, the concentration isn't on the end result, it's on just connection, right? And mind share, just connect and mind share.
I need to create a plan for for our business, if it declines, what we're going to do about expenses. Because I mean, we have 100 team members if you count our VAs, and we've expanded to some other markets, and it's a lot, right? And so our overhead's a lot, to be transparent. And so just to be frank, so what we ended up doing was we came up with a plan, as Rob mentioned, all around number of pended units. And for why I did that versus leading indicators, and really there's no right way. I think just have a plan, really. But why I did that instead is I do think this year is going to pace differently. So like, even though we're down in April on listings taken, like I just think we're going to pace. So like pending to me is more like, well, that's money coming in, right? Ideally money coming in. I did count for a 30% fall through rate. So we normally have a 10% fall through rate, and I tripled it just to be safe. In terms of our pending numbers. So I basically built 6 categories. The first is, why do we have it right now? And I was able to cut like 40 grand from the why do we have it right now. What we did is we printed out our bank statements, our American Express credit card statement, and me and my executive assistant, my director of ops, and my mom all came into my basement. This was before everyone was home. Came into my basement, and we put those big sticky notes on the wall and basically built 6 categories and went through line by line.
Thanks for sharing your wisdom. Thank you everyone on this call for sharing your wisdom, for crowdsourcing for the entire group. We're going to survive and thrive this together. And I look forward to seeing you in the private Facebook group and June 4th. Make sure you're there.